Hey, welcome back to the channel. All right, time to cover the newest champion coming into the game, none other than Karolina Dean. We're starting off with this fight here against Prowler because I want you to see something. She's got this incredibly powerful synergy with Nico. Now, she's got some other good synergies. We'll talk about that over the course of the video. But this one I think is particularly important as there are some tech defenders, some defenders we see out there that are immune to Incinerate. That's her biggest source of damage, right? That's like what she does. And don't worry, we'll talk about what she does and the whole thing. You see those iridescent buffs. That's like her big currency, okay? But as you see, we're about to throw our special too, and the fireworks are about to start. And we're actually gonna get up a plasma here instead. And it's all passive. I want you to keep this in mind throughout this whole video. On the right-hand side of the screen, underneath the defender, all this stuff's going to be passive. That is incredibly valuable. Think about how valuable that has made a champion like Negasonic Teenage Warrior, Warhead, whatever. It's become a point where actually I'm not kidding anymore. I can't remember. But as you can see here, we've got the plasma. And so if there's a tech champion that's immune to Incinerate, and this does happen, right? Like, Prowler right there. You are going to be able to change it over to a plasma, and then the synergy, if they aren't even immune to Incinerate, you do even more damage. So that was a rank 4 Prowler done in 42 seconds, okay? Now we're going to take a look at this, and this is her big selling card, right? Is that she is going to absolutely embarrass and destroy Zola, and she is one of, if not the best counters to Sentinel. We'll show that. I'm going to show you rank 4 Karolina too. I'm showing all of this as rank 3. So until I call it out that it's rank 4, this is a rank 3. And I want you to see this too. This is completely unawakened. This is completely unawakened. She does not need this for what is her clearly best matchup and the biggest, baddest, newest defender, putting everyone to sleep, that whole thing. So why is she so great? And I think we can talk about why she's so great for Zola as a nice starting point. You can see these iridescent buffs, right? And you can see I keep continuously moving into what's literally the sun shining down. It's going to give you these iridescent buffs. You're going to get the really nice power gain. It almost feels like Hyperion-esque as far as like how big the power gain can get. You know me, I love a champion with power gain. The hit minimization, meaning the less amount we need to hit the opponent so they're not gaining power, getting their threats online, and we're just absolutely destroying them. You want those iridescents too because, well, let's go ahead and see this fight here. So it was a rank 3, it was in 52 seconds. Now we're going to show you the awakened ability very quickly as we continue to talk about how to play her. Whenever Karolina has her block struck by a heavy attack, she consumes 6 iridescent buffs. So you got to have 6, and I am going to show this in a fight later in the video. So she'll resist that block rate, and then she's going to glance it as well. That's also how she puts up the energy vulnerabilities. Like I said, these buffs are a really big deal for her, okay? These iridescent buffs. Plus, at 6 of them, Personal Incinerate, it's also pulverized 1 armor up. Now, this can be really helpful against a lot of tech champions. Think about like Sentinel, right? A champion you want to do this, pulverize, how powerful that is for Beta Ray Bill. And then for each iridescent buff, you're going to gain a 1% increase in Incinerate potency up to 6 iridescent buffs. Now, I want to tell you, that can increase her damage. Damage is not this gal's problem. So for me, just even Sig 1. And I think outside of Zola, I think you do want her awakened. I don't think you need it for Zola and Sentinel, which are currently her best matchups. But I think you do want her awakened. I'll be wanting to awaken her when she comes to that Titan. I'll definitely be wanting to pull her. So let's kind of see what this looks like here as we move on. Now I'm going to show you the Sentinel. And all these defenders are rank 4, like basically like a battleground style health pool. So this is going to be bigger than a lot of like the event quests and things like that we get. So keep that in mind. These are good size health pools. These are good size health pools. Now, we've got that buff in the upper left-hand corner. I can never remember what it's called. Superior Iron Man has it too, and that allows her to parry, to parry non-contact attacks. That's one of the reasons she's so great for Zola. It's going to be really helpful to her here. As I said, we're going to continue to stand around in this sun. Now, the sun does move around the screen, and there are times where that can feel a little bit problematic. One of the things I found, though, was as I played, the more I played her, the more used to it I got, and I'll show you a fight with Shuri where it kind of caused me some problems, and then I was like, oh, okay, I figured out the issue there, and I learned to just kind of play around it. Also, when she is in that sun and throws her specials, they become unblockable, really nice. And then you see this glancing mechanic. She changes her iridescent buffs in for that glancing mechanic. Those glance, and so we're taking like no damage from them, and they're also putting energy vulnerability up on Sentinel, which is really nice. Now, I'm going to pause this here because I talked about the awakened ability and how I would want it, right? In order to, I can't think what it's called, but basically you remove those armor up buffs with a very specific term. And you're going to do damage to Sentinel, right? Which would be really nice, right? And it's not just Sentinel, but any champion with an armor up. Well, the problem here is Karolina did not work with me on this one. She did not play ball. she did too much damage. So these armor buffs should have been pulverized. I remember what the word is, but she's going to do too much damage and just destroy Sentinel. Before I even had a chance to really show it to you, she just took him down. Too much of a big health pool, too much health, and she just absolutely destroyed it. A minute, 2 seconds. That was a rank 4 Sentinel with a rank 3 Karolina. Remember, I'll call it out when I do take her to rank 4. So here we are. We're standing in the sun, and you want to follow this around. Now, remember I told you I made a mistake against Shuri, right? Well, I'm going to accidentally push myself to special 3, because here's the other thing, is you get that really big power gain. And I pushed myself to the special 3, and I did it because, remember, specials thrown when you're in the sun are unblockable. Well, guess what Shuri can do when she's awakened? She can block unblockable attacks. I call this out all the time. Part of why I love Shuri. She can do it. And you'd think it would be locked out against Cosmic Champions. It's not. Shuri, that's amazing. But as you get used to it, I'm going to show you the second Shuri, the even bigger, healthful Shuri. You can see you can work around it. It's not that fine. It's just like getting used to playing the champion. This isn't a problem with the champion. It's just learning to play them well, right? So we're going ahead and doing all this. We're getting our iridescent buffs. We're getting our power gain, right? We've thrown our special 3. Now, special 3 is really nice, actually. It was kind of cool that I got pushed to it because I was able to experience it. Consume up to 12 iridescent buffs to inflict 12 personal incinerate passives. And then you're going to get a non-stacking intensify buff, which will increase the potency of all newly created buffs by a percentage. That's so like your power gain, right? So you can get to your power gains faster. It's a really nice loop, actually. Going to the special 3, you get the intensify, you get the incinerates up, and then we haven't even had a chance to really talk about them, right? The incinerates are coming off of the SB2, and then all of your specials basically, they don't take the incinerates off of the opponent. What they do is like an instant incinerate, okay? So all of these things work together. Her loop and the way she's built is the style I love. Like everything's working together towards one goal, which is to do a tremendous amount of damage. It's all incinerate. You well-time block, or you take blocked hits, or you can even use your awakened ability to force them to try to heavy you. If you have enough iridescence, you're going to put the energy vulnerability up. You're getting a nice big power gain because you're chasing the sun around, and it's allowing you just to loop your specials. Like I'm not going to show it to you in this one because it's just not usually the type of stuff I do, but I know you're going to, and they are real and they are cool, and I'm looking forward to watching them too. Her just decimating some large helpful opponents where she's just throwing special after special because she's got up to 6 vulnerabilities. She's going to get up to 12 incinerates. It's like right here, if I had been able to, right here, yeah, you're going to see for a very short period of time. Well, I guess we only got up to 9, but we could have got up to 12 incinerates, just doing tremendous damage. And then, like I said, against Shuri, right, we're able to parry the non-contact attack, so that's not a concern against Shuri. And I learned to just move out of the sunlight here. Remove out of the sunlight before I throw my special, so it's not unblockable. And it looks as though we had plenty of damage, right? Damage is not this girl's problem. And like I said, everything is passive. Everything's passive. So if you're not familiar with that, that means like nodes or defenders that are wanting to shrug them, they can't. I absolutely love that about her. The only thing that's like an active debuff is her well-timed block. And even that, you don't really need to do it, right? Because when she's in the sun, she has the passive stun. We haven't even been able to talk about that. We'll finally be able to talk about here. Now that I've taken her to rank 4, and you're going to see, there's a reason why I say this for last two. I didn't want to lead off with it because I was like, I want my viewers, the ones who stick around, they really want to hear the whole analysis to see this. Because if I showed this to you in the beginning, people will be like, what do I need to do to get her? Okay, and she is amazing. She's very good. Let's and I'll give the full analysis after this fight. You can see well-timed block. We can do that. We're in the sun, so we can get the passive stun. The passive stun is only in the sun. So you want to be in the sun. You want the iridescent buffs. Everything else kind of just falls into place after that. So we're doing that. I'm going to back up because I want to be in the sun. We're going to block the second hit, right? At least I think we tried to. Yeah, we glanced a little bit. Puts an energy vulnerability up. Going to go in. Throw our special 2, it's unblockable, does really big damage. Now if we can take some more hits on the block, we're going to glance them, put up more energy vulnerabilities, well-timed block, need to get back in the sun for the passive stun to work, throw our special 2, and bye-bye Zola. I'm not kidding, that was real, that just happened. I was even a little amazed myself when I threw that second special 2 and he just died. It was 38 seconds. That's what a rank 4 can do. Like I said, damage is not this. She doesn't really have any problems, but damage is definitely not her problem. Where I see her doing really well is I see her doing well in battle rounds, right? She's going to do well against champions who can be incinerated. If they can't be incinerated, it's going to be an issue. She can't bring along the synergy with Nico. Fortunately, the two biggest, baddest tech defenders right now are Zola and Sentinel. Shuri is one that's present in a lot of Battlegrounds decks. So anyone that can, that you're wanting to well-time block non-contact attacks, she's going to be phenomenal for you. I did struggle, and I don't think she's actually going to be good for Red Skull, and I think that's an issue. One of it is because, remember, he reduces the ability accuracy of stun, so even her passive stun can become a bit of a problem. You need to work up those iridescences in order to pulverize armor ups. I'm not saying for sure she's not going to be good. There might be a way that someone discovers over the next couple days, or maybe that video will even be out by the time this video goes live, or when this video goes live. People showing that because his armor ups can be pulverized. I just didn't discover it in my testing. I'm not saying it can't be done. Future Ant-Man, he reduces, and it's the way his signature ability is worded, and we've talked about that. Like, for him to be a great dual threat, I think you do want him at SIG 200 for the defensive prowess. I literally, I've talked about this quite a bit, actually, like Best Champions to Awaken, and it'll come up in the top 10 tech. And so he pretty much neuters her, because you want her Incinerate passive to stay on, so you can explode them with the specials and get what you're seeing there with the Incinerates. He's reducing them by 90%. So she's not phenomenal there. And this is a champion I'm going to keep my eye on, because I do think they're very good. I think she's going to start off like in my third tier, maybe the second tier. We'll see what the full Illuminati has to say, because I think they might be some pretty big fans. So she might end up at this, she might start off at the lower end of the second tier. I think because she also has some immunities. In fact, we didn't even talk about it, but you saw Sentinel landed some of his Incinerates, and she has like 100% resistance or something like that. So we're just healing back from it. And then she has immunities to some of the power manipulation that you often find in tech champions. So she is a great champion. Like, she really, really is. I think all it's going to take for her is similar to the stocks up videos I make, where if more defenders or more nodes come into the game asking for what she does, and it's really easy to imagine it. It is extremely easy to imagine that happening. Her stocks will go up, her value will go up, will reflect that in the tier list, and she's going to be good. In my opinion, you see damage is not a problem, especially with that SP3 loop. There's like 1 million, 1.5 million health pools. I don't think she's going to struggle with those in any way, shape, or form. As usual, though, let me know what you think we got right. Let me know what you think we got wrong. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.